Because I heard if you put it on before you work out, you get really firm skin and no wrinkles. What a crock of shit. Hi guys, welcome to another video.
So a lot of people following us on Snapchat sent us a link to Kim Kardashian's workout tips, and they're kind of insane.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of this BS floating around on BuzzFeed and Cosmo and all of that jazz. And it's important that we respond to these, fad diet tips, because people like Kim Kardashian have a huge following and they're influencing a lot of people, and we don't want that to be in a negative way.
No, absolutely not. These things, they don't work for starters, but it's also continuing that fad diet, oh, if I do this, if I do that, and maybe it'll work. It sends people insane. So we're going to counter the BS today and respond to these tips. So let us preface this video by saying you're never going to look like Kim Kardashian or any other celebrity, because you're not going to have the same surgery, implants, photoshopping, or whatever else these celebrities do. You want your body to look like your body, the best, healthiest, fittest version of you, not anyone else.
Tip number 1, change up your diet on the regular. Kanye loves to eat really healthy, is always on different diets. So we just started seeing a nutritionist who changes our diet every 10 days. Oh my God, facepalm to the max.
It starts already. Kanye, do you change what species you belong to every 10 days? Because if you're still part of the human species, then you should be eating
the human species specific diet. Just like every other species has a specific diet, so do humans. We're the only species that thinks that we've got all different diets. No.
It's one diet, whole plant foods.
That's it. Tip number 2, oil yourself up before a workout. Wow.
Ooh.
Priority, right up there, isn't it? Number 2.
Oh yeah.
I put the body oil, like Elizabeth Arden cream, all over Miracle Oil, not sponsored, all over my body, because I heard if you put it on before you work out, you get really firm skin and no wrinkles. What a crock of shit. They just dribble, isn't it?
I tell you what, if you put oil all over your body before you work out, your pores are blocked, you can't sweat, you can't get out toxins. You don't want to put anything on your skin.
It's like the worst advice.
That's just so bad.
Oh yeah. Tip number 3, ditch the carbs.
I'm surprised it took us this long to get to the carbs,
I know, they wanted to hide it amongst the knives and the forks, so to speak.
Kim, who used to love cheeseburgers and enchiladas, says, I wouldn't dare eat like that now. These days I prefer salads with grilled chicken or turkey burgers without the bun.
Oh God. Cheeseburgers and enchiladas are not carbs. They are high in fat and protein from animals. You've got beef generally, or chicken, and sour cream, cheese. These things are very high fat foods and high protein, not high carb.
No, the bun is not causing the damage. It's what's in the bun. That's the problem.
In fact, chicken is being shown to be one of the most weight-promoting foods, even though it's considered, by mainstream media as a leaner meat.
Start the day with eggs. That's a pro tip.
This is getting worse by the minute.
Yeah. Well, if you take the carbs out, what are you left with? Fat and protein.
Which come from animal foods.
And it's what everybody's eating anyway. So what do you need a tip if you're already doing these tips? Yeah, exactly. 99% of people around the world, or the West at least, start their day with eggs.
And look at the state of the world. I mean, America's obesity rates are skyrocketing. The CDC just republished a new report.
And all other Western countries are following suit, because we focus on animal products and we think carbs are what making us fat, even though we're not really eating the carbs. We're eating animal products.
So Kim's nutritionist recommends 2 eggs in an omelette stuffed with cheese. And then she says the best results, eat the yolk. Of course, the yolk contains all of the cholesterol of the egg. So yeah, best results if you want to have a heart attack.
Now in terms of the cheese, dairy is for a baby cow. It's designed, as we've said a million times before in our videos, to make a little baby cow grow into a big cow.
What the hell are we eating it for?
If you want to get the same results as a baby cow, eat baby cow food. If you want to have slimming results, you should eat human food, whole plant foods.
Tip 5, work out your way.
Yes, exercise is very important to be healthy, and it's definitely needed, but you can't out-exercise a bad diet.
And workout results are 80% diet and 20% exercise. So it's far more important to consider what you're eating as opposed to, what workout you're doing. Tip number 6, have protein with every meal.
It's kind of hard not to have protein with every meal, because protein is in every single plant food. So if you're eating food you're eating protein, okay?
There's this myth propagated by the industry that only animal products contain protein, which is not true at all.
It's good to have fat because you fill up and therefore you eat less. So we get into the whole calorie restriction, which is needed because if you try to eat as much as we do of high protein, high fat animal foods, you'd be obese.
Exactly. And it says not only does fat give food its taste, actually fat doesn't have a taste at all. There's no fat receptor on our taste buds, on our tongue.
Number 7, order the same thing when you're eating out. That sounds exciting. Go to a restaurant, steak and Caesar salad without the croutons, because that's the carb, and those little croutons, they're going to make the same fat. It's not the steak full of fat and protein, it's the little croutons it's going to add to you.
Exactly, or baked wild salmon and cooked vegetables. Again, with this whole, fish, the white meats are leaner and therefore healthier. It's absolute rubbish. They still contain artery clogging, cholesterol and saturated fat.
That's right. What's important to focus on is that it's not just about losing weight, it's about eating healthy food, because these foods are still going to put you in high risk of developing our leading causes of death, which is heart disease, some types of cancer, and diabetes, and the list goes on.
Tip number 8, work out with the other half. Yeah, I like that,
If you've got another half. If you don't have another half, don't worry about it. Go and do your thing.
Exactly.
Number 9, don't swear off treats. But hold on, I thought she wasn't having carbs. So now she's going to have, what kind of sweet does she allow? Peanut butter.
Oh,
that's not sweet, that's fat.
The almond butter? It's not sweet. Just eat enough calories from high carbohydrate, whole plant foods. Sweet fruits, eat starchy root vegetables like sweet potatoes and sweet pumpkin, and you'll satisfy your sweet
And if you
tooth.
do want to have some sweets, like have a vegan ice cream, have vegan cakes, there is healthier options than having sweets that are made with, again, high fat and high protein animal products.
Tip number 10, live that healthy life. Love the spelling there. Again, healthy. What's healthy?
Nothing that we've heard of so far.
No, exactly. So she's making Atkins a lifestyle now. If you're not familiar with Atkins, he was a doctor who promoted a diet high in animal products, so it's high fat, high protein,
low carb,
and he had a heart attack following his own dietary advice.
So to put Atkins and healthy in the same sentence, this is warning, alarm bells, head in the other direction, do the opposite.
In fact, the only diet on earth that has clinically reversed our #1 killer, heart disease, is a low-fat vegan diet, which is by default high in carbohydrates.
Kim can be motivation for us all. She works hard. It's not easy, Nobody should think that it's easy. It takes commitment and motivation and consistency. Yes, it does take commitment, motivation and consistency, but it's a lot easier when you're putting the right fuel into your body. It is a lot harder when you're eating decaying corpse of an animal and things that come out of animals' bodies. That's not fuel for us. That drags us down. So it doesn't have to be as hard as articles like this make out.
But I feel that they use these words as a bit of a scapegoat, so that when these tips don't work for people and they fail yet again for following exactly the same thing that they've always done, they can say, oh, it's my fault, I wasn't committed enough, I didn't have enough motivation, I wasn't consistent enough.
See, they said it's hard, it's hard to do. It's not hard to do. You just have to have the right education, the right information, and apply it. Number 11, aim to keep it at 100%. Now this one we actually do agree with. They're saying shoot for 100% and you'll end up at 80-85. And that'll be great. Shoot for 80-85% and then you'll end up at 65 to 70%. And we agree with this. That's why we always kind of set the benchmark up here, because we know that we and other people will probably fall about here. But if you set the benchmark there, you're going to fall even lower. So the one good tip is tip 11, thumbs up, aim to keep it at 100%. So let's wrap this up.
Check out nutritionfacts.org for independent, unbiased medical and nutrition advice.
We're going to link that down below along with other plant-based doctors and a whole heap of resources. That's where the answers are.
Leave your comments down below, guys. Like, share and subscribe. And remember, until next time, that going vegan is not the most we can do.
It's the least we can do. You don't have to rub yourself down with oil before you go for a run. See you next video.
Bye, guys. But not at the expense of promoting products that are killing people, animals and the planet. With all the views, money and fame, etc., why do you